god, it's been so long since I've actually tried doing any kind of game dev in a stream. And it's been a long time since I've been able to, like, actually make something in a stream. I did streaming game dev a while ago. I think it went fairly well. I ended up with, like, 2 small-ish games out of it that ended up, you know, getting downloaded a couple dozen times. And I stopped that. And yeah, now we're back here. Right now, it is extraordinarily bland, and it's intentionally bland. I need to upgrade this at some point. So right now, all I want to do is expand the map to be bigger, and then we're going to get working on a couple of action items. Like I said, I have not touched any of this in a while. I've been doing some work on the grid system just to make it so that grid elements are changeable in size, because the way the game was written originally, that wasn't possible. That is the size of the entire world for the game that I have released on itch. That is the size for the world as I want it to exist. I think that's what we're gonna start with, is just testing that. Neat. So what I want to do is I want to have one city here, a couple villages behind it, a couple of castles in front of it, and then a series of villages and castles in here. Awesome. We have our 2 cities on opposite sides of the map. Does that work without any major errors popping up or any weird bugs? Okay, cool. We have captured all of the villages. Yeah. There's gonna be a rewrite to most of the things that happen in this game. So they're all gonna start sending resources in. What I'm thinking is just a single line of villages that goes to the center, and we'll have like a couple of castles really close to the fronts here to protect it. Yeah, I think we'll just have like... I'm gonna put like, you know, I'm gonna put 10 random villages in this area, 10 random villages in this area, and then 2 castles. I think things are going to break here. I have a feeling. No, I want to capture it. Oh, boom, got it. Capturing all of the stuff. And just for the fuck of it, I want to skip the rest of this, and I just want to find that one castle that's in a really terrible spot and capture that. There's the other one. Far away from any villages or anything that might be useful to anyone. But I'm just terrible with math. Oh, hello, scout. Die, bitch. Editor loop, 92%. Nothing to do with me. Where are my scouts? They are getting eaten by monsters in the wilderness. All right, well, we are still running at 113 FPS. Let's see how well an ice storm will work in this weather. The fuck? Okay, what about a fireball? Fireball works fine. Nice! Killed it. You work fine. But the ice storm just disappears. But yeah, there's so many small things that I need to work on. And my original plan was to like plan today out so that we could just get started on it, but I did not. First thing is figure out what the heck is going on with the ice storm. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're gonna go far away. Yep, I figured it out. Okay. Hello, Rian Boss. So let me see. That was the ice storm that was failing. Yeah, destroy if too far away. Distance is... What? Okay. Yeah, no, I see how this is going. Okay. I don't know why I hard-coded that way. What's one thing I could talk about for hours without getting bored? Probably the features that I want to put in this game right now. Because like this is a project I've been working on and off, making little prototypes for, and just sort of thinking about. At one point I ended up burning out on it since I'd say 2016-ish. But like I always had this idea for, I really wanted a open world game that, really this is because Skyrim pissed me off. I really want an open world game, because you know every open world game has like some sort of war going on in the background, like Skyrim or Witcher with Nilfgaard. I wanted one where the war was this dynamic thing that was constantly going on in the background. and something where you would just run into it on occasion. Like in Skyrim, like the Civil War. You get a mission to go take a castle, so you go take that castle. Then you get another mission to go take another castle, so you take that castle. This is a open world RPG with heavy strategy elements. You know, a lot of like strategy games, or not strategy games, more so RPGs will have like, you know, a 50 to 100 hour campaign. I would much rather have like 10 maps, each with their own setting, that is each like a 5 to 10 hour campaign. One that you can like replay a bunch of times over and do different things each time. Yeah, I don't know why the heck I wrote this. So what I think I want to do is I want to get the map dimensions, and if it goes a certain distance past the map dimensions, then it will destroy itself. Yeah, that should be fine, I think. I'm gonna try and make sure I cast it in the general direction of the enemy city. Hopefully it'll run over them and cause them at least a little bit of trouble. What the heck? Unless there's something else. Hold on, let's try completely removing that. Okay, so the spell does work. The only problem is that without that boundary, without that thing to destroy it, this is gonna go until it reaches the edge of the map, and then it's gonna keep going past that, and it's never gonna disappear, and it's just gonna be in memory forever. Kavanced. What is a Kavanced? Unless I've completely messed up. I don't think I did, though. I think I got this right. Okay, why does my thing not go down all the way when I use up all the magic? Hold on. I think that fixes it. Cool, it fills all the way. It empties all the way. I wanted to make it so that if you were casting a spell, you weren't able to move. So that you were like, you would be vulnerable while casting a spell. I haven't actually checked out the player since starting to review this. Oh, right, we have a cursor state machine. Is there a state machine for this? Command state, handshake. Player cursor controller. Yes, that's the mono behavior, so that's going to be on the player. Bunch of stuff here that I did not bother to read. Ignore movement if we're casting a spell. Okay, so if we are casting a spell, we return. We're going to test it out, and it should be that when I hit play, it enters the game. Yes, when I start casting an ice storm, I can't move. Then when it stops, I can move again. Awesome possum. Right now, there is no nature in any of this territory. You might notice that the map slowly starts to turn green in different areas, and that is nature starting to spread. Magic recharges way faster when you're deep in nature, like to the point where it charges faster than you can use it. So it'll be interesting to see. Can't move. When I let go of it, it spawns a little demon that follows me around and does my bidding. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Player can no longer move when casting a spell. Commit and push. Fixed player movement while casting. Yeah, that's done. I have an animal with me right now. This is Faye. She is 5 months old. I mean, these are the same. These are the same. Max time is off by a hundredth of a second for some reason. I almost closed. So this portion of the screen up here in this corner is right next to the X button to close OBS, and I almost ended the stream by that. What's that? Oh, Jesus, that was loud. How long have you been working on this? In 2016, I made a couple very, very simple prototypes, and those are gone with the sands of time, whatever. Then I worked on this one that was meant to be like a simulation of how nature grows and spreads, how monsters dynamically spawn on that, and how the AI is going to work, just to see how it works. And I added a little player in so I could like feel how it goes. That was 2 years ago. I worked on a couple other projects, and then this year I started the year working on like the full-scale 3D multiplayer thing, and crashed out on that and came back to this last week? Yeah. So it's been a constant ongoing process of start something, have issues, go back to it after a while, and so this is like the biggest problem that I have with game development like as a concept, is whenever I'm working on a game or any kind of software, there's the expectation that you maintain consistent naming throughout it. Like, I use outposts to describe a city, a village, and a castle. Like, just a piece of territory that can be taken over. And I can't change that name to territory willy-nilly, because the question is, what is a territory? And the problem is, my brain is like, if you say the same word over and over again, it loses its meaning a little bit in your head. So it's like, if I say hunch over and over again, like hunch, 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 eventually it gets to the point where it's like, oh, that word doesn't mean anything anymore. And yeah, it just makes it painful for me to... Anyway, that's my little rant. That's my mini rant. You have changed a lot from your PFP on Twitch. Have I? Let me see what I look like in that one. Oh yeah. All my hair from my beard went to my head. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to capture everything. The entire world. I need to own it. I should probably create a script for this to do it for me. We're gonna take over the world. We're gonna name this World Domination. Cool, so that will set everybody to be owned by us, and then we will see if the endgame still works. So now I should be able to go find that tracker, which I think was in... yeah, it's right here. And then... cool, that signals the endgame. We actually don't have enough nature existing right now in order for us to actually, like, suffer the consequences of that endgame. Yeah, I do want to have it at some point where you can either destroy or create new outposts, like the players can start their own village or castle somewhere, which would be a really cool feature to have, but it's not on the list now. It's like a nice to have idea. And now it's all going to be about editing documentation, but I am not going to do that on stream because that is boring as hell. I should have an outro thing. Do I have one? Hold on, do I have a scene? Oh, I have a starting scene. Where did that come from?